My name is Mrs. Asmat. I'm going to teach you about articles. Articles is an important aspect in grammar. So we have to learn an accurate knowledge of their usage in English alphabets, in English language. There are three main important objectives of articles are a, an, and the. We have to learn articles, but before that we should follow some rule and regulation. But even before, we should know, after learning these articles, this topic, after learning this topic, you will be able to state the difference between definite and indefinite articles. Recognize their right use of articles. Decide which articles is to be supplied. Here, there are many definitions of these terms. These definitions are more important to our topic. Okay, these are related with to upcoming the rules of our topic. We are not going with them in more detail to just warm up our student before switching to the main topic. So these definitions are noun. You know what is noun? Noun is the name of the person, place, animal, or thing, etc. And the singular, plural, countable noun, uncountable noun, all these nouns are the types of nouns. Okay, so we are going to read now, we are going to learn about this. Singular noun is referring to just one person or one thing. For example, a laptop, one cushion, one light, etc. Plural noun is the name of the type of the noun which are denoting more than one person or more than two things. For example, 10 bags of onion, 2 sofas, 10 water bottle, 10 pair of slippers, and so on. Countable noun is the noun which can be counted, okay, by numeral, by number. For example, one teacher, 10 elephants, two papers, and so on. Uncountable nouns is a noun that cannot be counted. For example, four of our skin, okay, and cells of our skin, and water, coffee, knowledge, and so on. Adjective, you know very well, that is, that describe the noun. Okay, adjective is modify the noun, that is, describe the noun. For example, beautiful girl. Beautiful is an adjective. Beautiful describe the noun. Girl is a noun. Girl is a common noun. So the beautiful girl means beautiful is an adjective and girl is a common noun. And the last, proper noun. Proper noun is a just noun, that is the name of the specific noun. Okay, that is the name of the specific thing, specific animal, specific place. Just name of the specific thing is known as proper noun. Let's move on to the our rule, our topic. For example, you know there are three main categories in our English language, that is consonant, vowel, and semi-vowel. Okay? The consonant, there are 19 letters in our English alphabet. There are 19 letters which begin with a consonant sound. Okay? The 19 letters are responsible for beginning of the consonant sound. So the rule says we have to use, but before that, in the natural speech, we don't say we say singular noun. Okay, before the singular noun and adjectives which begin with a consonant sound. So, for example, I have written here few words which begin with a consonant sound. Here, computer. So, computer is a singular noun which starts with the sound k. Unit start with the sound y. And the adjectives we have to the wonderful artist. That is mean wonderful is an adjective and artist is a noun. And tall girl. The girl starts with the sound g. Cow starts with the sound k. And here are few example of the consonant house. We have house starts with the sound of ha and so on. So the rule says we have to use a before the singular sound and adjectives which begin with a only consonant sound. Okay, which begin with a only consonant sound. The rule number 2 is vowel. You know there are 5 letters in vowels, which is A, E, I, O, U. These are all letters known as vowels in our English language. Here the few examples of vowels are apple. Apple start the sound A. Engineer. The starts the sound A. Igloo start the sound E. Old man start the sound with O. Umbrella starts with the sound So these are the sounds of the vowels which begins with a vowels letter. Just here, rule says we have to use before the vowel sound a consonant an. Sorry, an. In natural speech, we don't say an, we say an. So we should use before the vowel sound the second element of our articles is an. So we should use an before the singular noun and adjectives. Look at this example here. Look the difference between the letter, the pronunciations of the letters and words. For example, a, 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 bad, bed, bad, bed. Look at the difference between how to pronounce a. Okay, so these are the sounds of the vowels which produce with the vowels letters. Got it? The next rule is it is very important point to be remembered in our topic. That is words beginning with consonant letter. Be careful, girls. Beginning with consonant letters do not always begin with consonant sound. Okay. Similarly, words beginning with vowel letters do not always begin with a vowel sound. For example, here are few examples in our screen. Let's concentrate here. Consonant letters. Consonant letters means H, R, H, our, honor, and MA in English. So these, the first letters of the words start with consonant letters. But one amazing thing is here, we should not pronounce HOR because it is a consonant letter. It is avoidable. We should use because this word starts the sound with vowel. H is silent here. So H is silent. So it is sounds. It's begin with a sound of vowels. That is or o with the sound of o and a vowels. So it is or. Okay. The next in the same way honor. So, and the same is M is a consonant letter, but the M is begins with a sound A. A. So M. So before the rule, what the says? The rule says before the consonant letter we should write a, and before the vowel letters we should write an. So here the H is the silent. We should not pronounce the letter consonant letter, that is H. So we should not write a. We should write an before the consonant letters. Few, not all. Be careful, this point is very important. Okay, the few words which begins with a consonant, uh, even there we can write consonant letter, but the consonant letter is silent and the words is begins with a vowel sound. Got it? So the next is the vowels letter. Here, the university, European, and uniform. These are the vowels letter. The words begins with a vowels letter. But, but here the words do not begin with a vowels sound. For example, look at here. University is the word U. It is not a. It is a ya. Begin. The word starts with the sound ya. University. Okay. European. You. And the same way, uniform. So these words are begin with a vowels, the sound of the vowels letter. So we should not write any articles. The second element of our article is and. We should not write like this before the words which produce with a consonant letters. Got it? And here also, and here consonant letters, we can write because the first letter is silent and the word producing with a vowel sound. So we should write and. The next is, our next rule is, we know here, we know there are two types of noun, countable and uncountable. So here, countable noun means noun it can be counted. It with 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 100, and so on. So in our screen, there are few words which they are example of countable noun. We can say 10 elephant, 2 car, 50 teacher, 10 pretty women, 10 pretty women. It's wrong. 10 pretty women, 10 bags of onion, and so on. Here, so these are the example of countable noun. Here, the countable noun can be differentiated into singular noun and plural noun. Okay? Singular, if we say, if we talk about one person or one thing, that is countable and that is singular noun. For example, one teacher, one water bottle, one light, one room, and so on. It is known as singular noun. And the plural noun is if we talk about 10 people or 10 things or 2 people or 2 things, is known as plural noun. Okay? So the rule says we can use our articles a and before the countable noun and before the singular noun only. Okay? We can use our articles a and before the countable noun and singular noun. We should not use any type of articles before the plural noun. Okay? In the right side of our screen, there are uncountable nouns, but we cannot count uncountable noun in this way. For example, if you think about it, We don't say, I want to drink 400 water or I drank 4 waters, isn't it? For example, to your mom, you can say, I love you. But you can't say, I have 4 loves for you. It doesn't make any sense, isn't it? So these are the example of uncountable noun. Affection, water, advice, love, and so on, etc. Let's move on to the rule number 5. Okay, we can use a and to talk about a person or thing unknown to your listener. Okay, be careful, girls, unknown to your listener. And we can use the our third element of our articles of our topic is the to talk about a person or thing known to your listener. Okay, here are the example. Let me explain for you. My sister has 2 computers. Okay, my sister has 2 computers, a laptop and a PC. I say a laptop and a PC because that's the first time I'm mentioning about the 2 computer, about my computer, about my thing. Up to this point, the listener will unknown to your thing, unknown to your computer. Okay? But now, but now, when the upcoming sentence, if I say the PC and the laptop, that means now you know now you know which one I'm talking about because I have already informed you about my thing. I have already informed you about my computers, obviously about my sister's computers, isn't it? So now you know which thing I'm talking about. So now, because I say the PC is the quite old and the laptop is the brand new. That is means now you know about my things. So that is we can use a or an to talk about a person or thing unknown to your listener, and the to talk about person or thing known to your listener. And another clue is we can use the next time. Okay, in the next time when you're giving information about your thing. For example, here another example that I can explain for you, which can give more detail. Okay, for example, I planted dash tree in my garden last year. Dash tree has now grown big. Can you fill this gap? Okay, it's quite easy. There's no girl, so I can do my by myself. I planted dash tree in my garden last year. So this is the first time I'm mentioning about my tree. I'm going to mention about my tree. So I can say I planted a tree. So I can say I planted a tree because this is the first time I'm mentioning about my tree. So I can say I planted a tree. Okay, and the same tree. I'm going to talking about same tree. So the same tree, the same tree. So I mentioned the tree. The tree has now grown big. Okay, so now you know, now you got idea. So the first time you are mentioning about something, then you have to say a tree, a thing. And the second time the same thing you're going to talk about, then you can use the our third articles is the, because our third elements of the articles can be used with all types of noun, singular, plural, countable, uncountable noun. Okay, how to choose between a and the? These are the examples. Now you know very well to choose how the is going to be used. Okay. What about, but this was is easy. This was is easy because we were talking about one tree or one thing. But what if I talk about 5 tree, 10 tree? I planted 10 tree in my garden last year. So in that case, we cannot use articles before the plural noun. So we should not use number, but we can mention the exact number. For example, you can say, I planted 10 trees. I planted 8 trees in my garden last year. Or if you don't want to mention the number, you can say, I planted some trees in my garden. Okay? I planted some trees in my garden, the same tree. What I informed you before about my tree, the same tree is, so I mentioned the same, and the trees have now grown big. Okay, so the word some can be used with all countable noun, uncountable noun, singular noun, plural noun in the following way. Here, look at this example. I want some apples and I want some paper. Okay, so what is the conclusion? The conclusion part is we first introduce something with a or an or exact number or some, and then we say the. Okay, okay, here, but we don't need, but always we don't need the number, but sometimes you don't need a or an, because your listener will automatically understand what you are referring to. For example, look at this example. Can you open the window? If you are sitting in a room, I say, if I say this to you, you will know which window I am talking about. Okay, so I mentioned only the. From this the, you can automatically, you will understand which thing I am referring to. Or if I say I need to go back home, I think I left the stove on. So you will think that means the stove might still be burning. But which stove? Well, you can understand from the situation which stove, that I have to go back home, that thing I left the stove on. But this is not always possible. For example, if I say the man is my boss, you will ask me which man is your boss. But what if I say, it's confusing, isn't it? So, but what if I say the man in the gray suit? Okay, now you know which man I am talking about. So here I mentioned the noun first, and then I gave the information about the man with the, so the man, to identify the man in the gray suit. Okay, here is the final example. Where's the money? Okay, I lent you last week. Here I say, I start with where's the money, but which, and then I say which money. The money I the money I lent you last week. Let's now talk about rule number 4. We use a and to talk about non-specific person or thing. We use the to talk about specific person or thing. For example, here are a few examples in our screen. Okay, what does that mean? Well, here I have written, do you have a pencil? That's mean, if I say this to you, if I ask you this question, then you probably means I need a pencil to write with something. I say a pencil. I mean any pencil. I don't care about any specific pencil. Okay? So compare this to the next sentence. Do you have the pencil that John gave you? Because do you have the pencil? I mentioned here the pencil. That means that any specific pencil that John gave you, do you have the pencil which I gave you last week? Do you have the pencil which has a blue colored dragon on it? Do you have the pencil which I lented you last time? And so on. So we have to use the to say a specific person or a specific thing. In the same way, I want to buy an apartment. That is means I want to buy any apartments. I haven't started looking. I haven't what is it started to which apartment maybe. I haven't decided to buy which apartment. So any apartment that is means. And look at this sentence. Do you have? I want to buy the apartment. Okay. I want to buy the apartment means any specific apartment. Okay. Any specific apartments that we visited, or I want to buy the apartment that near the seashore. Okay, etc. Like this. So we should use the to specify specific person or a specific thing. That is the rule here. The last one, if you are feeling sick, you go and see a doctor. Okay, may you, if you are feeling sick, that is means I am not talking about, yeah, you should go and see. Maybe you are saying this to give advice to your friend who is not feeling very well. Here we don't mean go and see a specific doctor because I didn't mention here the name of the doctor. For example, Dr. Michael, physician, that means is a specific doctor, but I didn't. So it doesn't mean a specific doctor. So, your friend, when you see your friend again, you might ask, what did the doctor say? Okay? What did the doctor say? That means, why are we saying the doctor? Because the doctor, we mean that a specific doctor who the friend visited. Okay? We mean here the specific doctor who the friend visited. Now, the conclusion is we use a and to talk about not a specific person or thing. And we use the to talk about a specific person or thing. And let's move on to the rule number 7. Sorry. Okay. We use a and to mention the category or type of person or thing. Okay. To understand this, I have some small exercise for you. But all of these sentences are missing articles. I want you to put an a or an in the correct place in each of these sentences. So now you think about your answer. Now I'm going to explain because there is no students here. So I'll explain by myself. Here, first I mention about my car. And then, I mention my car. And then I tell about the model of the car. That is mean type of the car. It is 2020 model car, Ford Explorer. So that is basically the type of the car. So before before the type of the car, we could, because our rule is what? The category, the type of the person or thing, or the category. So before the type of the person or the type of the thing, we should use our articles. Okay, that is means a. So that is basically we have to use the type of the car before the model of the car. We should use a. So here the example, my car is a 2020 Ford Explorer. The next sentence is you can use your TV as laptop monitor. Laptop monitor is a noun phrase. It says how can it says the type of the TV, the TV, you can use your TV as a type of the, what type of thing your TV can be used as. The laptop monitor is the noun phrase. The noun phrase says, that is laptop monitor says, what type of thing, that is what type of TV, what type of thing your TV can be used as. Our TV is used as a laptop monitor. So we can use before a laptop. And the third one is a Michael's daughter. That is mean what type of girl she is. She is an intelligent girl. And the next is the profession. Any profession is a teacher. So our rule says what category they belong to or what type of person they are. So we should use a before the, we should use a or an before the profession. So before the teacher, we should use a. And the last one is the same similar kind of sentence. He worked as cashier for 2 years. That is mean this is also a type of profession. We have to be used a type or category. We use a or an. The same way before cashier. We have to be used a. Let's move on to the next rule. Let's move on to the next rule. Okay? Rule number, we can use this one. We use the, okay? Our third element of the is only one such thing. For example, you can say is a one such thing. Sun is a one such thing. China wall, all those things. For example, here are few examples. Just have a look. The earth goes around the sun. That is only one such thing. The Himalayas mountains, the highest mountains in the world. Okay? And the moon is the satellite of our earth. All those things are only one such things. In that area, we can use our third elements of the articles the. And we can use the before the ordinal number, that is first, second, 10, 11, 12, 100, and so on. So I live on the third floor. He secured the first place in the singing competition, in the painting competitions, all those things. Now there is very important topic is pronoun. Okay, pronoun is play a very important role in our topic in the articles. This is the place, this is the area where we are doing common mistakes. So be careful on this topic. It is very important one, and that is easy also. Okay, it's confusing really. Just have a look, girls. So here we use the before the name of the place containing, or for example, the Republic of China, the Republic of India, the Republic of Venice, all those things, etc. And here we cannot use any type of articles. For example, before the name of the people, name of the games, and the languages, we should not use any type of articles. Even the continents, name of the continents, countries, and the towns and cities, shouldn't use any type of articles. And there is some fixed expression also in this area. Okay, then fixed expressions that we cannot use all these things, the part of the day, day of the week, transportations, and we cannot use go to bed, go to school, go to the masjid, and all those things, church, college, university, all those things. But here one important message is here. Sometimes we can in natural speech we can say the hospital, because hospital, all those places are the name of the places where such thing is going on. For example, hospitals, we are going to queue. Okay, in the jail we are going to do some crime, we should go to jail. And in the school, masjid, we should go to offer salah. So if we are going on such purposes, then we should use the. Okay, I'm going to the masjid, that means I'm going for prayer. Okay, if we are going to cleaning purpose, to meet my friend in the university, in the college, or to get something from that places, then we should not use the. Okay, we should use, I want to bring my bags from the school, from school, then we can use the. If I want to go to study, so I'm going now, where are you going? I'm going to school to study, then we should not use the. Okay, these are very important rule that you have to be careful about. And we should use before some proper noun. For example, some specific, like what I told you before, some specific name like Pacific Ocean, the Red Sea, all those things. And here also the Himalaya mountain, the Great Wall of China. Then on the specific, the name of the specific landmark, and what places are then person, we can use the Empire State Building. Here, the final rule of the proper noun is we can use the even with the names of places ending in plurals. For example, the West Indies, the Netherlands, the Middle East, and the United States, and so on. Here, the last category of our English language is the semi-vowels. That is, there are two letters in semi-vowels, W and Y. You know the sound of W and Y. Okay? This is a consonant actually. But here, the sound of intermediate between a vowel and consonant is known as semi-vowel. For example, here, low, low. Look, the sound A, it comes along with W. Here the same way, Y, fry, cry, fly. The last letters, the instead of Y, yeah, it's begin with it's producing double E, that is long E vowels, that is long vowel sound E. So it is E, fly, fry. So these are the examples of the semi vowels which begins with intermediate sounds of vowels and consonant. Thank you. Have a nice day.